Chain reaction is really nice, actually. I like chain reaction.
I did not have the memory to spawn a new creature, so
Very
you will find
nice.
clones of the same enemy.
Certainly worth using.
Calm down.
When you have groups of enemies, it can really help to clear out a group of enemies quickly. So we have the pesky turrets here. I'm not actually hitting this turret. Grenades coming through from this bonehead while I try to take out this turret. The chain reaction will also help you get rid of the turrets too, if you're taking out other enemies. Oh, more boneheads. This bonehead's got his legs blown off. We still have one more turret in the corner.
To the Echo Net.
We have more enemies coming through. Bunch over on the right hand side. When you're trying to take out the turrets with the bee shield, it can be tricky to try to take them out without getting your bee shield disrupted. See, this turret's healed already, and that's another annoying thing about the turrets is they heal fast. So it's basically, yeah, you just have to have patience with those turrets. Hello, Kev. I'm doing well, thank you. Up to OP9 now, so one more level to go with this Maya.
That must have hurt.
Plus, I was new on Borderlands 2 10 years ago. I didn't know anything about skills back then. There's a lot to learn with Borderlands 2. All the different skills and builds you can do, all the different characters, the items and the bosses. A lot of depth and replayability to the game. But you can just jump in and just play it casually as well. So it's one of those neat games where you can just jump in as a casual player and enjoy it. But it's got that depth there if you want to invest the time into it. Absolutely favourite game of all time for me. Grew up with the Borderlands series. Yes, it's a very good Very good game, Borderlands 2 and Borderlands in general. I've been enjoying them a lot. I didn't grow up on Borderlands, so I don't have the nostalgia for it like a lot of people do that bought the game when it first came out. So I guess that's another added element of enjoyment for some people, is they get that nostalgia for playing a game that they used to play 10 years ago when they were probably still a kid, still a teenager. God, it's getting light outside. It's only 3:35 a.m. Can get pretty wacky with the sunrise and sunset, with daylight savings and the changing seasons. I've been going for morning walks, and I have to keep adjusting the time I go out for. I usually go out for my morning walks at dawn. Basically, as soon as it's light enough to walk, then I'll go for a morning walk, and have to keep adjusting the times that I leave as the dawn time changes. No lie, Borderlands 2 is only game I can back playing it over and over before I get bored about it. Absolutely, there's so much replayability to it. And not just the gameplay, but then the graphics as well hold up very well. So basically everything about the game, from the graphics to the gameplay and everything, is very good for replaying over a very long period of time. There's very few single player games that can hold up for over 10 years and still be enjoyable to play. So actually we'll keep things the way they are, but this time I'm going to be conservative. If I see any hint that I'm going to get swarmed, I'll switch out the bee shield. Just going to finish the rest of the Lilith DLC on OP0 so I can unlock the chest. Yeah, the launcher chest, yeah. It's very useful to have access to. There's a bunch of really nice things in that Lilith DLC. The Loot Midget farm, and the Tubby farms. Ton of neat areas to farm. What do we have? We've got spider ants here.
This will work.
And a horn skag. Okay, let's go ahead and switch out the bee for the antagonists and the Herald here. Switch in the Sheriff's badge. We'll keep the Blurred Trickster there. Maybe the toothpick will be useful. Okay, we can probably switch back now. Now that we've dealt with those swarming enemies. They rebooted it with Ultra HD Textures pack in 2015, Borderlands Handsome Edition. Yeah, I did play around with that HD Textures pack. But I think that HD Textures pack can create problems. So I ended up disabling that. I just got to do the whole Cassius bit, then Hector bit. That's tricky, that Hector bit. That Hector boss fight. I always have troubles with that one, that Hector boss fight. It's very crowded. So as far as the bee goes, we'll use this one with a lower recharge delay. I keep forgetting that I actually have two. I probably don't need to be holding on to both. Blurred Trickster, Shockbone of the Ancients here. We'll go back to the bee shield while I can. We've got some distance here to use the bee shield. And let's throw the Shock Pimpernel on. Did you try to use your new shotgun yet? I haven't actually. I have the Butcher. I haven't actually tried it out yet. I've got this OP9 Butcher. It's something else. This might be useful for something like the Surveyors. If I'm trying to take out the Surveyors quickly, might be useful for that. So what do we have spawning in next? We've got more spider ants. These enemies are coming in one at a time. Oh, here, now we've got a bunch of enemies. Got to keep an eye out for Surveyors. Now we've got the Doc Mercy. Be lovely if I could take him out quickly. Okay, let's swap out this bee shield again. We got that badass maniac coming in. Let's throw on the sheriff's badge here. I wish they had a tubby spider ants in Peak, but I've never seen one yet. I don't think they have tubby enemies in the Peak. I've never seen one either. I don't think they have tubby enemies here. Trying to get this guy killed.
And now you will fall. Grenade out.
Gotta recover over here. So recovered here. Let these Doc Mercies come on me here. Take cover over the other side. What? Oh, the grenade. They got strong grenades. Doc Mercies have strong grenades you have to be careful of too. lost my... Oh, that's okay. I'm not using a bee shield, so I don't have to worry about losing the shields.
Did you know that a house made
Boy,
of
it almost went down there.
can be more sturdy than one made of metal? Nobody does, because it's not true.
Did you try to use... No, bee shield on. Yeah, I took the bee shield off because I was getting swarmed. I thought I'd just take the bee shield off just so I can survive a little bit longer. And again, I should be using those Tesla grenades more. We can probably switch back to the bee shield now. Switch back to the Sand Hawk and Pimpernel. So close to OP10, keep it up. Thank you, Armorshelt. I'll try to not take any silly chances here. Shockbone of the Ancients, Blurred Trickster. I might just swap out the longbow Tesla for the magic missile just to recharge my grenades here. I guess I've got 7 grenades, so I'm not completely out of grenades. I can go back to the longbow Tesla. So we do often get badass marauders in this section, so I've got to be a little bit careful. Boy, this looks like a skag. Can't quite phase lock that guy. It looks like a slag skag there, badass slag skag. Oh no, spider ant.
Jack's image with that of a puppy, and you still would have shot at it.
Stay down.
They can be a handful, those badass slag skags. Don't like to take chances with those guys. I've got 1,000 rounds left for the SMG. That should be enough to get us through. So no enemy spawning here. Let's go ahead and swap in the magic missile at this point, just to regenerate our grenades, just in case we don't get enough grenades from these ammo boxes. So there's 2 grenades, we're 1 down. Tesla is basically a dumbed down Stormfront grenade mod. Yeah, it's like a smaller version, isn't it? So certainly the Stormfront's good, and then you've got the electric chair, which is like an even bigger version of the Stormfront. You've got the Tesla, then the Stormfront, and then you got the big boy, the electric chair. So I'm going to switch over to the Herald here. And the toothpick. Get rid of the bee shield. Put the antagonist on. And I think the lobbed Tesla's probably the most useful here. Because if you're hiding behind the pipe, it's nice to be able to lob the grenade over the pipe. Sheriff's badge. So Harold, toothpick. Sheriff's badge. We'll keep the Blurred Trickster because we're going to be fighting groups of enemies. Just check my ammo. I think ammo's pretty good. Yeah, pistol ammo's good. That's fine. So, not sure exactly what sort of a spawns we're going to get here. Try to get these guys taken care of before they jump behind the pipe here with me.
No.
Still alive. Okay, one's down. Loader right in front of me.
Throwing grenade.
Gotta get my health back up again here. I've got surveyors and everything. Got rid of one of the surveyors. Maybe the Herald is better here. So I think we have 2 more of the assassins. Alright, so I think it's just Oni now, so we can swap out this sheriff's badge for the mouthwash. Grenade.
Enough. Well, that's that.
Okay, that's done.
You've not died yet, which pleases
Remington's
me.
Edge there.
You've got more of the gauntlet left, and therefore
Never use
still
those
won't die.
Remington's Edge
Pleases me even more.
snipers. Almost went down a couple times there. Yeah, electric chair grenade mod is a rainbow rare from Lilith DLC. Yeah, I found that one a couple of times. I think once or twice. DLC done now for that long cutscene. Oh, you finished the Commander Lilith one? Oh yeah, that's right. Because that's a raid boss area where the launcher chest is, you have to complete the DLC before you can get to that chest. How's useless on that big guy shield? Yeah, the Oni's resistant to explosive damage. Bee and Sand Hawk, you reckon's the way to go? Is that a cheese spot in the arena? Yeah, that is. This is the best spot to take cover behind this pipe here. The only problem is if they jump in, they can jump in here behind you, which you probably saw they did a couple of times. Then you're kind of trapped back there, so that is a cheese spot to take cover. But if they jump in there behind you, then you've got nowhere to run. But that is problematic for that area. Let's go ahead and sell off our junk. We have run out of money here before. We picked up a bone shredder. Quite common to pick up bone shredders with all of the boneheads you have to fight. Let's sell off that junk.
You won't find better merchandise anywhere else.
Okay, we got our money back up again. Full money.
Nothing like a good sale.
Maxed out our money,
Kill many things.
which is good because we did need to buy some ammo.
May it keep you safe in your travels.
I also noticed that we need to reload our launcher too. So let's go ahead and reload all of our stuff. And we need to needed to reload the grog nozzle too. Okay. So just check what we have here. Green Banshee class mod.
A fantastic day for
The
capital.
rubberized. So we can switch back to the Bee shield. Back to the Bee shield and the Sand Hawk. I can't remember if 2 Saturns show up on OP9. It's been a while. Play on OP9. Yeah, we're gonna have 2 Saturns here. So as soon as they start to spawn, I'll run back to this shop area and take them out from here. Blurred Trickster. Shock Bone of the Ancients. Bee. Lob Tesla. Let's put the longbow Tesla on. And let's go like this. We do get quite a lot of surveyors in this area, so I have to be careful of those. And you can get some rabid skags as well. There's a surveyor.
Pretty cool.
We have a spider ant very keen to come up on us.
Free.
Why do I still have this Herald on? This is all messed up here.
Shut up.
I have to retreat all the way back here. Okay, let's just double check the loadout is correct. Sand Hawk Pimpernel. I can see another surveyor here.
Stay still.
Enemies are staying down. There's a spitter skag, another surveyor.
Hold it right there.
Oh, those rockets came over. Another slagged Centurion. And another surveyor too.
This will hurt.
The surveyor's causing some headaches. Where's that surveyor?
Hold it right there.
So this Centurion doesn't want to come in. Maybe he can't come in here. Okay, so it looks like he can't come in. Can't enter the arena area.
Calm down. Another down.
Well, that's good to know if I ever get swarmed. If I retreat into the arena area, looks like the enemies can't follow all the way in, apart from the surveyors. What do we have here? Another surveyor.
Stop struggling.
Two enemies left. I think one of them was a skag. Oh, these rockets. I forgot how dangerous these rockets were. There's quite a few enemies around actually. We have this fighter ant and the skag, at least, as well as a tank. Have to keep an eye out for the rockets from that tank.
This will hurt. Time.
So what's the best angle to go for this tank? I'll take the skag out first.
Free. That was awesome.
And now it's just the tank. It's right on the other side. Might be safer to take it out from below maybe. Peeking over that crest seemed to be a terrible idea with these rockets. Just get away from these rockets. Got a loader below, exploding loader. Other reason I like Maya, she is easy to figure out. Yeah, the face lock skills are easy to use, and certainly helps with a lot of the faster moving enemies too. Can't be asked farming for a toothpick and retainer and just going to grenade jump. Oh, you can get up there with grenade jumping. I've never tried that before. So you don't actually need to get the toothpick and retainer. You can just grenade jump. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I just used the toothpick and retainer. Skill perks, I mean. Oh, Maya's skill perks. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, some of the skill perks, the descriptions for some of the skills kind of vague and don't really tell you how they work. But Maya's ones are pretty straightforward. Never mind, can't nade jump for shit. Yeah, I expect trying to nade jump up to that launcher chest will be quite challenging. I mean, it's hard enough to get up there with a toothpick and retainer. Wonder if I have one on my modded character. Yeah, that might be the easiest way. Grab a toothpick and retainer. I accidentally lost my toothpick that I was using for farming. So I did actually have to pick up another toothpick from a different character just to save some time trying to farm for another one. It's happened a couple times where I've lost a weapon. I must have either lost a important weapon. I must have either dropped it or accidentally sold it.
Saturn is actually powered by
Here we go.
25 loon midgets who
I've got the
operate
Saturns.
individual limbs and weapons. Actually, let's make things interesting. How about another?
Try to run back here. Okay, see what we can do. I've got those homing missiles. Can be tricky to try to judge what those homing missiles are going to do. I guess you can try to shoot them out of the sky. Maybe I'm just standing too close to the wall.
You are powerless. Just give up.
Now, is it worth going for the turrets? I'll try to go for these shoulder turrets here. Seems like it would be useful.
You should all be running.
You end up wasting ammo if you lose your bee shield before the bullets reach the target.
You are nothing. My training's paying off.
Let these shields replenish. I'm trying to go for the turrets here.
Just give up.
Oh, there's still shoulder turrets on one of them, maybe the rear one.
Fear me, bitches.
So time for some more ammo. Make sure I'm not going to get destroyed by those those rockets.
Just give up.
It's definitely shoulder turrets on one of these guys. Probably the rear one. It's possible my Sand Hawk bullets are not going to reach back to the rear shoulder turrets.
You are powerless.
I saw those rockets coming as soon as I peeked around the corner.
Just give up.
Okay, one is destroyed. So that should make things a little bit easier, at least less rockets coming through. One of the shoulder turrets is gone.
Just give up.
Try a Slag, Sand Hawks, more base damage. I guess that's true because I'm not getting any Slag damage, am I? Oh, this is level 50. Oh, this is OP2. Yeah, I guess that's true. You don't have a modded character on this modded character. You don't, that has every gun variant. Doesn't have that, right? So you don't have another toothpick. The OP9 is a big jump up from OP8. Yeah, I had a few good runs as far as the RNG for the enemy spawns in OP9, but this one's certainly been a tricky one. This one, yeah, I think Slag Sand Hawks does more damage. Yeah, thank you, Brute Force. I will do that because we're not. We're not getting the slagging effect anyway, so that's true. So shoulder turrets are gone. No, there's still one there. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that makes sense if you're fighting an enemy that you can't slag anyway. You might as well just use the Sand Hawk that does the most base damage. So it looks like you might be able to slag the turrets, because I think I saw that the turret had turned purple when I shot it with this Slag SMG. Yeah, it's probably a better way to go. Ooh. Watch out for those slow-moving rockets. Even though the Saturn is destroyed, you still have those slow-moving rockets coming through. Yeah, so that's definitely a better idea. Thank you, Brute Force. How are we going for money? We're doing okay for money. I mean, I could loot the ammo boxes and then come back to buy ammo.
Low prices and no questions asked.
I'll just buy ammo. The only thing I'm down is SMG ammo.
May it keep you safe in your travels. I'm sure we'll be doing this again.
Can you tell the difference? Difficult to tell with all of the explosions and everything going off, but he'd seem to go down pretty fast. So certainly doing a bit more damage, isn't it? We'll throw the other Sand Hawk back on now that we can slag enemies again. Pick up some junk to sell. We still have 2 more iridium upgrades to buy, so we can use iridium for those. Collect these junk items. So I think our ammo's full up now, so we don't really need to loot around for ammo. Okay, let's just double check the loadout here. Sand Hawk, Pimpernel, Shockbone of the Ancients, Blurred Trickster. That looks okay. So that's not sure what enemies we're going to be finding here. My problem is I always use the same weapons over and over because I can't find gear better, and Sandhawks and Pimpernel sniper rifles and Harold. Yeah, they are the go-to ones. So I'm on the part of that mission when farming the toothpick and retainer. What do I do? So okay, so you don't have the because I know you can only get it once. You can farm the toothpick more than as many times as you like. You got the sandworms drop the toothpick, so you can farm that as many times as you want. The retainer, I think the retainer is a mission reward. Oh no, I think you farm the retainer as well. So both of those items, toothpick and retainer, you can farm from the sandworms. So you can, if you're not happy with the toothpick or retainer that you get, you can just keep farming sandworms for a better one. And we've got a ton of enemies on the right-hand side. Probably turrets, yeah. Ton of turrets. And a badass maniac. These guys can be a real problem, the badass maniacs, if they get close.
I enjoyed that.
Take my time with these guys. It's nice to have a grog nozzle with the scope on it. Nice for the turrets. Let's just double check everything's loaded. Yeah, my sniper was not loaded. Checking around for surveyors. They can be a real problem on this level.
Enough.
So luckily with these badass skags is that their projectiles actually hit the top of the arch there.
Silence.
So you can just stand there and shoot them, not have to worry about getting shot.
Stop.
That guy took quite a few shots to take out. There's another marauder back here.
That must have hurt.
So I guess just how lucky you are with the Pimpernel extra pellets. One more enemy creeping in. Another marauder. Oh, so 3 bursts wasn't quite enough. Oh, he survived. I'll let my phase lock cool off before I venture forward. Got the retainer and toothpick. First try. That's excellent. Took me a long time to actually farm for a toothpick. I think it took so long that I think my game might have been bugged.
Hold it. Ah!
You've done well so far, but the gauntlet is not yet complete.
My favourite DLC is the Lilith DLC because it gave you more skill points, XP, and XP is a lot more in Lilith DLC maps, and new rainbow gear. The Lilith one gives you a lot of stuff. Yeah, because that increased the level cap from, what, OP8 up to OP10? And then you got all the items in the nifty areas where you can farm for stuff. So that's actually quite an important one to get if you want to experience everything in the game. Yeah, that's very good if you got that retainer first try. Almost 4:30. Don't think there's much point in going to bed at this point, since I'll just end up sleeping until 1 or 2 p.m. Can be a hassle if you get your sleep schedule out of whack. So yeah, if you want to, that's one way to keep it in whack, is just to stay up. And once you get your sleep schedule out, it can be a real hassle to try to get it back in again, get it back into something more useful. And another thing too, the sandworm queens have a greater chance of dropping the toothpick, probably the retainer as well, but certainly the toothpick. So when you're doing that Vaughn mission where you have to kill the sandworm queens, might not be a bad idea not to actually collect the mission items. Then you can keep farming those queens, make it a bit easier to get the toothpick and retainer. I don't know why Lilith DLC isn't come with a Legendary Collection Edition. It is weird, it doesn't come with the Handsome Collection either. You have to sort of get it separately. Maybe because it does add so much stuff, increases the level cap and gives you all those extra items. But it is strange when the game is this old and the DLC is this old that they wouldn't just bundle it all together into the one pack. I find it better just staying up than going to bed at a normal time later on at night. Yeah, that's probably the quickest way to keep your sleep schedule on track. Okay, got the toothpick second try. Great. Well, you did very well. Took me hours to farm for a toothpick. Yeah, Lilith DLC came out just before Borderlands 3 came out. So it's what, 3-4 years old, and it was free. Yeah, they had it free for a little while, and then they took away the free Lilith DLC. So I guess they decided it was more valuable than they first realised. But it is an odd choice to keep that Lilith DLC separate from the other Borderlands 2 packs. So, what I'm going to try this time, I want to run up to the top of the hill here. I'm going to throw on the Rough Rider and the Breakneck Banshee here. And then run up the top of the hill. Then when I get up there, I'll throw the Bee Shield back on and see if I can fight off the enemies from the top of the hill. It was free. I was lucky. I was lucky too when I got the Handsome Collection and the Lilith DLC for free on the Epic Store. So I was lucky that way. I got both of those for free. You can only kill the queens once. So if you dashboard read only them, you should get as fast as I did. It's like 5% chance if it's the normal worms. Yeah. So yeah, I made a mistake and I ended up picking up the quest items from the queens so they wouldn't spawn anymore, and I had to farm the normal worms for the toothpick. And it took ages to get it. So here we go, Rough Rider and the Breakneck Banshee. We're going to sprint up the top of the hill here, then swap it back out for the Bee Shield and hopefully fight them off from there. See how this goes. Okay. Now, let's swap in Bee Shield. Blurred Trickster, and let's double check the rest of the loadout here. Bone of the Ancients, Longbow Tesla. Now, we're more than likely going to be getting surveyors, so I have to deal with the surveyors and stop the enemies from getting up the top of the hill here. What do we have to begin with? Exploding loaders. Having exploding loaders is actually good RNG for this section. Quite happy to be fighting exploding loaders here. War loader. Oh, and a surveyor, which I stupidly didn't see coming. Try to heal. Now I've got to keep an eye out for these surveyors. What? How is that so quick? All I fought there was the exploding loaders and those two surveyors. That was it. That was a very short fight. I got really lucky here. I think that's probably the best RNG you can get, is to get the exploding loaders. That was really easy. I did make a mistake there that I wasn't paying attention for the surveyors, but that fight can be much more difficult than that. So we got lucky there. Got good RNG with the enemies of with that section. The birds are at it with the chirping now. Going to make a coffee. Yeah, the dreaded chirping birds. I remember studying for exams. It's always a dreaded sound when you're studying for exams and you pull an all-nighter studying for an exam. Then you hear those chirping birds when you're still cramming for an exam. That's never a good sign. Love the birds. Yeah, if you don't have a deadline, if you're pulling an all-nighter for a deadline, then those chirping birds are not what you want to hear. But other than that, it's nice. I mean, I go for morning walks almost every day, and I go through a nice nature reserve for my morning walks, and there's always a bunch of birds there to listen to. And Uranus and the Doctor can drop everything from base game legendaries. Yeah, Uranus is excellent for farming. And the Doctor. I don't usually farm the Doctor, but Uranus for sure. And I think the Uranus is pretty easy to cheese as well if you want to just farm him. So ammo. Looks good. Might as well go ahead and sell off the junk that I've collected here. Blade off assault rifle. Couple of pistols. Ton of shotguns. And a couple of snipers. Yeah, so we got really lucky with that hill section there. That's probably the best RNG we can hope for that section. Nice way to sweeten up a coffee is with honey. It gives you a nice flavour. I certainly used to like tea and honey. Tea and honey is very good. I have to say I've never actually tried coffee and honey. These days I don't put sugar in my coffee. I either use stevia sweetener in my coffee, or I'll drink it without sugar altogether. So I try not to put sugar, and I probably wouldn't put honey in my coffee at this point. But I used to put honey in my tea back when I was using sugar. So we got the binary boss next. Let's see here. Kind of like the Herald. And I might as well put the Sand Hawk on as well. But I'll probably just end up using the Herald here. So Bee. Blurred Trickster is kind of pointless for a single enemy. I might as well go for this one, Chaotic Evil class mod. Get the fire rate bonus. We also have the legendary cat class mod. But I think the fire rate bonus is probably going to be the most useful here. Time to farm the Topnia. Might even take a Nukem. Yeah, I usually go for a Topnia. Like Slag was only drop from Irish Family Mission, but now after Lilith DLC come out, the Doctor can drop it as well. Right. Yeah, that's where I got my Slagger from, was the Clan Wars mission. So you can get the Slagger, okay, from the Doctor as well. Right. So that's another one that's worth considering for farming. don't usually farm the Doctor, but maybe it's worth it. So Uranus can drop the Slagger as well. So we'll put the Sheriff's Badge, B, Chaotic Evil, class mod, Longbow, Tesla. Kind of tempted to go with a lobbed.
There's pros and cons to each.
So I think I like this. We'll go for the Harold, Sand Hawk, and the Bee. Okay, and Chaotic Evil. Everything, oh, every legendary you can get from Uranus as well. Okay, so that's another good one. I've had good luck with the legendary class mods from Uranus, so it's good to hear you can get other stuff. Let's get set here. No need to take chances. Just take it easy.
Charging laser.
Got hit here. Got to be a little bit careful. Flanked him that time. Completely facing the wrong way. Oh, I'm getting hit from somewhere. Bad angle. Thought I was safe on that side. I guess I wasn't paying attention to where it was coming from. He must have flanked around when I wasn't watching. So we had good luck on the last bit before binary boss there. I think he must have flanked around. So that might be a good spot to leave it for there. We almost got there, but not quite. I think he must have flanked around the other side when I wasn't quite expecting it. So I wonder if it's worth not using the Bee shield, putting on something else. Putting on the antagonist maybe. Wonder if that's a better way to do the binary boss there instead of the Bee shield. So we'll leave it there for now. Almost made it. We got further than we did previously, so maybe next time we can finish it off. So the other reason you like the DLC, shoot his top off first, no rocket hitting you. Okay, so that's probably what I should be doing, aiming for the top bit. I was kind of aiming for the middle, like you do with the Zero's bore shots, but I probably should be shooting for the top first. Then you don't have to worry about rockets. That would make things a lot easier. Not too long ago, when I was switching up the characters I was playing, my ultimate Vault Hunter mode level 55-0 got a nice 87% sham from bunker on the 7th try. Yeah, I've never had any luck getting a sham from bunker. So that's good, you got one to drop. I have tried farming bunker a little bit for a sham, but never able to grab one. So that's a very nice item to get. Very useful one. So next time I'll definitely try shooting his top off. So it's a 1 in 30 drop for the sham from bunker. Yeah. So yeah, wasn't lucky with the sham. Because there are 3. Oh, so there's not many items in his loot pool. 3. So at least we have we've learnt a little bit more about what strategy to use for OP10 here and for the binary boss. Just need to be a little bit more careful with those rockets and just keep an eye on the minimap which way is flanking around. So we'll leave it there, and tomorrow we'll take another shot at OP10 and see if we can make use of what we've learnt today. So thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you next time for more Digistruct Peak on Borderlands 2. See you then.